So I have a 2012 Nissan Sentra, and I've been trying to do some research on how these oil coolers actually work. So the way that your stock car works is antifreeze comes into this, comes down here. I'm sure there's a series of events, and then it comes out of this and goes right back into your motor. So your transmission is being cooled by just this. A little bit of oil comes out of your transmission into here, hitting the antifreeze that comes down through these ports. So all your cooling is actually through this piece. So I was wondering what actually this piece, so you buy the aftermarket kit that puts the radiator and everything on it. So I couldn't find any information on how this actually works. So this does the same thing with your antifreeze, right? So your antifreeze comes down, does whatever it does in here, I'm not 100% sure, and comes right back out. So it stays in this unit. This is actually transmission fluid. So when you pull off your old one, you got a seal, you got some ports. So your oil comes into here and it's being cooled inside of this little thing so your oil comes in and it's coming in with your antifreeze in different ports, and that's how it cools down your transmission. Ends up burning up your transmission because just that little bit of fluid is getting cooled by this that is actually your engine temperature. So how this one works is the same exact way. It comes in, the antifreeze comes in, does its thing in here, and comes right back out. So it never even goes into your transmission. The new thing, same ports, this is your transmission fluid. So it comes in and it's going to come out. Let's see here. So it comes in here and it's going to come out here, and then you run it to your radiator out of that kit, and then it comes right back in and then goes into your transmission out of this one. So all the oil that's in your transmission is actually coming out to its own radiator over here, where this one, it is just transmission fluids coming in, or coolant is coming in to this little block, and a little bit of oil is coming up, and they're just getting the same temperature inside of here, and it's going right back into your transmission. So there's a reason that it's actually overheating. It's a poor design by Nissan. While you're in there, if you're doing this project, there's a oil filter. Might as well change it. I didn't know that, but 2921. So might as well, while you're in there, change it. I'm sure that's $5. But the kit that I bought, it's on eBay. But there's the part number. So that's this block here, the cooler, and then the oil cooler kit. So it all comes together as a kit, but I'll show you on the car. So I ended up installing it right there, and it fits perfectly behind this bracket. That was another question when I got it. I couldn't find anything on that. Seen like 2 videos, but it looked super tight. It will clear and you'll be good. Just make sure that you get this part right here where your fan's at, because you want it to suck through that. But your grill here, it'll pop out. Just take your time, look at it, and you'll get it figured out. There's a couple clips here. I think there's 4 across the bottom, and you don't have to take your bumper off. The grill will come off. Take your radiator mounts off, and you can tilt this back so you can get in there and get these clips right here. You can put those clips in. I also did some zip ties just because those clips are pretty cheap. Also, the hose clamps aren't that good either. So if you're wanting to make it better, go buy some from Ace or Home Depot or Lowe's, whatever you got. But they worked. Just had to use a crescent wrench because screwdriver wouldn't work, and I didn't have a socket for it. But so hoses run up and around. This piece right here, very flexible, so you can just run them around. Then you run them down into here. So when you're looking at this, down here, is where that cooler goes. And the oil filter's right inside of there. So that's 4 10mm bolts. But what you want to do is, got your battery there. So you want to unhook your battery, take it out. You want to unhook your computer, which is 10mm. It sits back here. 10mm bolt. Just flip it out of the way. So it's right here. And then right here's 13mm bolt. And you can pick it up enough. The wiring harness will move enough that you can pick it up and flip it back. And you can get in there and actually remove your hoses, all that stuff. But this bracket, I haven't even tried, but it looks like it's part of your like motor mount or transmission mount. So doing that gives you enough room. Also, you got your air box that sits right here, and all it is just clipped in. So just take your time, don't break anything. But hopefully that clears up some things for some people, because I was very curious and I frankly didn't even understand how this was working. But now that I've taken it apart, it makes a lot of sense, and it'll be a way better system than factory. So if you have any questions, just ask. Thanks, guys.